Now, you're probably seeing the headline from this video as well as the thumbnail, the title itself. How is Ricky Starks being wasted by All Elite Wrestling, especially after this just Saturday night that just happened, Collision? Ricky Starks beat CM Punk in the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. He won the whole thing. A very prestigious tournament, won by many others in the past, namely Britt Baker and Adam Cole just a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. How is Ricky Starks being wasted by AEW Creative? And the answer is very, very simple. Because if you look, even with Ricky Starks winning this Owen Hart tournament, he is still not in as good as a position, momentum-wise, with the fans, with the audience, with the people in the arena, the reactions that he is getting. His momentum today compared to what it was a year ago is night and day. Now, about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, Ricky Starks turned babyface because Powerhouse Hobbs turned on him, and thus begun his rise with the fans. The fans started to gravitate more towards him. They wanted him on the mic. They wanted to view his matches. Every single time he was on the microphone, you paid attention. It didn't matter what he was up to. Ricky Starks, and he still can do it. He's still as charismatic as ever. And here's the issue. Here's what AEW did wrong. Because they did turn him babyface, and that was the absolute best move to do. Because that's what fans wanted, right? The problem was they put him in a position when they had no plans for him. They gave him a title shot at Winter is Coming last year. A world championship match that he lost to MJF, that he was going to lose no matter what. It didn't matter who came up with an argument for him to win. It wasn't going to happen because MJF had just become World Heavyweight Champion. If I'm not mistaken, that was MJF's very first title defense against Ricky Starks. So there was no way Ricky Starks was going to win that match, which put Ricky Starks at that moment in time in a dead end. He had nowhere to go, nowhere to challenge. He couldn't vie for the World Heavyweight Championship anymore because he lost to MJF. So instead of taking the normal route that AEW should have taken, that Tony Khan and his creative team should have taken, which is have him challenge for the, I believe that then it was a Mid-Atlantic title or All-Atlantic title. Now it's an international championship, or I don't know, put the TNT championship, that title that's a hot potato on AEW TV right now, put it on him, let him bring prestige to that title, give him a long title reign. But again, they turned him babyface. The fans were reacting to him. They had no plans for him. And then they gave him, they pretty much blew their load by giving him a title shot at the highest point of his babyface career at that point, with no plans for what he was going to do after, and absolute no chance of him winning the World Championship. So now guess what? Now he wins this Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Yes, he beats CM Punk, but he cheated to do so, and then he disrespects Jushin Thunder Liger in the ceremony, which means, well, his 1 year run as a babyface is over, because now he's going back to being a heel. And history in pro wrestling dictates that if you flip-flop between babyface and heel every year and a half, every few months, if you do that, your career goes absolutely nowhere. It's happened multiple times in WWE. Kane and the Big Show were behemoths, real threats to the World Championships, but they kept flip-flopping them because they did not know what to do with them. They did not know what direction to take them into. And I get it. Kane and the Big Show are not a Ricky Starks. No. So let me equate him to one who is more of a Ricky Starks in today's WWE. Dolph Ziggler. Fantastic on the mic. Amazing in the ring, just like Ricky Starks. But WWE never had the intention of making Dolph Ziggler the guy. And apparently, neither does AEW with Ricky Starks. Which is a shame because, again, Ricky Starks has the charisma, the in-ring ability, everything that he's been able to bring to the table by himself. Every time he's on the mic, every time they give this man a chance to shine, he does it because he is that damn good. The problem is creative because they have nothing for him. And now if you look at what WWE is doing with LA Knight, yeah, they're going to have him go after the U.S. title. Why? Because they know that if he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, he was either going to challenge on Seth Rollins or bust. There was no way they were going to have LA Knight beat Roman Reigns for the title. So why even tease it? Why even give that option to the fans? The same thing that happened to Austin Theory a year ago. You gave him the briefcase with no intentions of him having to win that world title. It screwed Theory's momentum up back then, just like right now it's screwing Ricky Starks' momentum with AEW. And Ricky Starks is definitely a future top star in All Elite Wrestling if they get their shit together. If they're able to book him in a better way. Not in this bullshit manner in which he beat Powerhouse Hobbs, I believe, in their feud. Then he won an Eliminator tournament. Fantastic. They blew their load. He lost it to MJF. No chance at ever getting another world title shot. And then he doesn't get time on the mic, which is where he shines. He's stuck in a absolutely meaningless feud with Bullet Club Gold with another man that they are wasting in Jay White. Again, creative stories. They have no organization, no direction in terms of stories when it comes to All Elite Wrestling. It's all about shock value. It's all about what's happening today. And then next week we'll worry about what happens that week, that day. That's what frustrates me about AEW's storytelling capabilities. And believe it or not, AEW is sports entertainment. It's not pro wrestling. It is sports entertainment. People get invested in professional wrestling. There's a reason why SmackDown is getting 3 million views on the Bloodline storyline. Whereas AEW, who claims to be pro wrestling at its finest, which again, they have all the talent in the world when it comes to in-ring wise, but they struggle to even get 1 million viewers on a weekly basis because they can't get their shit together when it comes to creative. And Ricky Starks is one of the biggest victims of this. He is that damn good. Give him some shit to work with. Well, anyway, that was my rant for today. Again, Ricky Starks, fantastic talent. They just gotta be able to do something with him. Come on. So what do you think? What do you think about Ricky Starks apparently going to turn heel? He beat CM Punk. Cheating, of course, holding the ropes. We'll just have to wait and see what kind of direction they take that in. So with that said, tune in later on tonight to Access TV for another episode of Impact Wrestling. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.